welcome back to Food Prep Guide. We have a lot of information for you today and I'm excited about it because this is a topic near and dear to my heart. I love it. It's frugality and living a frugal lifestyle. Here on this channel, we want to help you save money primarily with groceries and food and gardening and all of that, but we want to also every now and then provide some tips for saving money in other areas of life. So today I have a top 5 non-food items that I no longer purchased in order to save money. And everything that I'm going to be discussing today are changes that I have made years ago. So I have been practicing and using everything that I'm about to show you for the last several years, so I know that they work. Okay, let's get started. By the way, if you would like help building your food storage, scroll down to the description box of this video and click this link for our free 1-year food storage plan. We calculated a year's supply of food for one person, then broke that data down into a week-by-week list of items to build your pantry on a budget. We'll send it straight to your inbox. If you're new here, we invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss all of our upcoming food preservation, pantry storage, and gardening tutorials. Now back to the kitchen. Number one is anything that is for your dryer, like dryer sheets, fabric softener, like anti-static stuff, scents, anything like that. Anything that you would typically put into your dryer or put into your washing machine to soften the clothes or make them scented or get rid of static. We got rid of all of that because we learned that vinegar, like plain white distilled vinegar, really helps with the fabric softening, and it also helps with the static. It completely eliminates the static in your dryer. The only thing it doesn't do is add any kind of scent, which we've just learned to live without the scent because a lot of times those are chemicals that we don't necessarily want on our clothes anyway. So we switched to just vinegar, and the way we use it is we put about 2 tablespoons of vinegar into our washing machine before the wash cycle, and it goes into that little compartment that is typically reserved for any kind of additives that you might put in your washing machine. Usually there's some kind of hole or a little compartment or a tray or something, and that's where we pour the vinegar. 2 tablespoons per load, and it takes care and replaces all those other products that I just mentioned for drying. So big money saver. Another benefit to everything that I'm going to be mentioning today, it is multi-purpose. So vinegar, obviously, I'm sure y'all know how multi-purpose it is, and it's even going to be showing up in some other tips I'm going to be sharing today. But everything that I'm going to be showing you, it's multi-purpose, so we can spend our money on this one item that we can use 10 different ways versus spending money just on some fabric softener. So this will replace all of that dryer stuff that I just mentioned. Okay, item number 2 is cleaning products. So several years ago, we used to have different types of cleaning products for different types of purposes. A floor cleaner, a window cleaner, the Windex and the fabric dust spray and fabric spray and all of those things. And we switched to homemade products, and I used to do a whole bunch of different homemade products. And then over the years, I started realizing, you know what? A lot of these homemade cleaning products are all sharing the same ingredients. Why don't I just create like a master mix blend for 2 or 3 different items that I can use for all of my cleaning? And that's what I did. I did that about 2 years ago, I believe, and it has worked fantastic. So what we have done is we have vinegar, baking soda, Castile soap, and then just a whole collection of essential oils, and that is basically the base of all of our homemade cleaners now. And as far as simplifying and creating master blends for just certain stuff, we have done a window and mirror spray that is like a streak-free type spray, and then we've done a floor and wall cleaner that has some soap in it that can really get rid of some grime that can show up on your floors. And in my house with young children, a bunch of stuff gets on the walls too, and animals. And then a disinfectant wipe that we can use during sicknesses or just typically wiping down surfaces. So if you have children, you know, like during the baby stage, those baby wipes are fantastic for lots of other things, just really quick fixes, really quick cleans. And so I have enjoyed that, and even though I don't have babies anymore, I still love the quickness and ease of wiping down something quickly and then saving a deep clean for later. So we have a wipe for that. And everything is created with all these ingredients I just said: Castile soap, baking soda. We do have The only other cleaning type supplies that we keep on hand is Dawn, and we just keep one big bottle on hand, and that is for, there are just some things like around the homestead that just cannot be cleaned with these types of ingredients. Some things just really require that degreaser type power that is in Dawn. So we keep that on hand, and then we keep bleach on hand because similarly, there are just some things that happen that need bleach to get it very, very clean. We don't use it very often. I don't love using it, but some things, some situations just call for the absolute disinfecting type power of bleach. So we do keep that on hand as well. But I wanted to share my DIY recipes for those 3 primary cleaning recipes. So you want to get out a pen and paper or just pause it and write this down if you like. So we have the homemade Windex. So this is going to be all of our windows and glass cleaners. It's just 1 part vinegar, 1 part water, and 5 drops of essential oils. And what I typically do is I will make up a really large batch, and then my children each have color-coded chore baskets, and they each have a certain color spray bottle, and I will just refill their spray bottles and my spray bottle with this mix. So if you want to store a bulk batch in a half-gallon jar like this, the measurements are going to be 4 cups of vinegar, 4 cups of water, and 20 drops of your choice of essential oils. A lot of times I like to use antibacterial type essential oils in those types of cleaners. Next is going to be our let's see, floor cleaner and wall cleaner. So again, I make this in a really large batch. I go ahead and put it in a vinegar jug that I can refill all of our cleaners from. So to make 1 whole batch of, excuse me, a gallon-sized vinegar jug full of this cleaner, it is going to be, let me make sure I'm looking correctly, yes, 20 cups of water, 3 cups of vinegar, 6 teaspoons of Castile soap, and that's going to be, if you don't know, Castile soap comes concentrated, and you just mix it with water to dilute it according to whatever purpose you're using it for. It's very multi-purpose, but for when I say 6 teaspoons of soap, I mean 6 teaspoons of the straight concentrate soap, not diluted yet. So 6 teaspoons of soap and 20 drops of your essential oils. I like to use just an antifungal, antibacterial, just antimicrobial in general type essential oils for the floors and walls. Next is going to be those disinfectant wipes, or just, you know, wipe down counter type style wipes, and that is going to be, let's see, where am I? Oh yes, okay, so it's very similar to the floor and wall cleaner, it just doesn't have soap in it. And actually, no, excuse me. It's very similar to the Windex glass mirror type cleaner. It's just I use a higher amount of essential oils. So to make these, let me put this notebook down real quick. I have these little snap-on Tupperware type lids, and these are paper towels. So 1 roll of paper towels will fill up 2 of these little containers. And what you do is you take the paper towel and you cut it in half and then squish it and stuff it down inside these containers. And then I will just take a big bowl and I will use the same cleaner for the windows and mirrors, the same measurements. So that's 4 cups vinegar, 4 cups water, and 20 drops of essential oils, but I increase the amount of essential oils to 30 drops instead of 20. And I'm very particular about the essential oils that I choose. I will use usually a mixture of oregano and peppermint, and there's one other one, I can't remember it right now. Is it lemon eucalyptus, I think? But just to cover like different types of bacterias and stuff like that. To make that, I will pour all those ingredients in a bowl and then pour over the paper towels in here until it is soaked. So I may not necessarily use all of the mixture. It's just, we're just going to pour it into both containers until the paper towels are sufficiently soaked. And if I have any left over, then it's just going to go into my window and glass cleaner, mirror cleaner jar. But the benefit of using paper towels is that when you cut that paper towel roll in half, and you're going to be removing the brown cardboard tube in the middle, after you have added all of your liquid, because what that liquid does is it soaks that inner brown tube and makes it really mushy, and it pulls out really easily. And when you pull it out, it just happens to pull out the center wipe for you. And so the wipes are coming out of the center, and it's really easy to just pull and get, you know, 1 or 2 wipes, whatever you need, and then you have a little bit left over sticking up for the next. So it works similarly to how those little baby wipes cases works, where it's easy to pull 1 or 2 of wipes that you need out at a time. And I believe that was it. I do have a homemade dust spray as well, and the only thing I need additional to that is olive oil. So the dust spray, I use just a tiny bit of oil. It just seems to help pick up that dust really well and helps cling it to whatever rag or duster that I'm using, so that it's not just going everywhere all up in the air. So that is 1 cup of water, a 1/4 cup of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then 5 drops of whatever essential oils that you want. Since dusting is typically taking place all throughout the house, I want that to smell really nice, and we usually use lavender for that, or eucalyptus. Lavender or eucalyptus, or both. A blend of both is good too. Okay, so that took care of all of those cleaning products. As you can see, just a handful of ingredients can make and replace all of those other store-bought cleaners. Number 3, and I debated whether or not to share this with y'all because it's weird, but it works so well for me, and I have shared it with some friends and they have used it, and they are just cannot sing its praises enough. It is fantastic, and that is, I don't buy conditioner anymore, like shampoo, conditioner. I buy shampoo, but I no longer buy conditioner, and what I use instead is apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar is a natural detangling type. It has a natural detangling type reaction with your hair. Like, I don't really know 100% why, but it does. Good news is that you don't need to purchase the expensive, you know, high quality apple cider vinegars like Bragg's, you know, with the mother in it. You can just use that lower quality type apple cider vinegar in the jug. And what I do is I will, after I've shampooed and rinsed it out, I will add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just about that, probably about 2 tablespoons if I had to guess, but just about right here. And then I'll hold that up to my shower head and allow that water to fill all the way back up to the rim of the jar here. And then just rinse like that, and rinse it out with water, and you're good to go. And you can feel the smoothing ability immediately. Like, as soon as you pour that vinegar on and you rinse it out, your hair is already a lot smoother. And when you go to run a brush through it, the tangles just come right out. And apple cider vinegar has some antifungal type properties, and dandruff, just in case you don't know, is often caused by fungus. And so using apple cider vinegar on your scalp and kind of massaging it in a little bit can help with dandruff as well, and keep your scalp nice and healthy. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 benefit. I love it. Don't buy conditioner anymore. Number 4 non-food items that I no longer buy is lotions and moisturizers. So I switched a couple years ago to coconut oil for all of that type of stuff. And any kind of dry patches that come up, or even rashes, anything what I would typically turn to a lotion or some sort of moisturizer for, I now just turn to coconut oil. And it, like I mentioned earlier about the multi-purpose thing, I'll just skip my finger in here and just, you know, rub it on. I'll use it as a face moisturizer as well. That works fantastic. And obviously coconut oil is incredibly useful in all sorts of other ways. So again, we are being able to really simplify and funnel our budget into certain items that we can use over and over again for all sorts of things. And that has worked great for our family. Last but not least, number 5, and this is one that I'm actually still kind of working on, but I have enough experience with it to know it works really well. I just need to phase out of all of my Ziploc bags, and that is Ziploc bags. So these are reusable zip top bags, and they are machine washable. They can go in your dishwasher, although I find it's just easier to clean it out real quick with their hand and plop it in the drain board. But they're an investment up front, but then you are able to use them over and over again, of course. And they're not much investment. I want to say it's about $14 for a pack of 6, so they're not expensive by any means. But I use gallon-sized baggies for when I'm batch prepping meals, especially my bread products like pizza dough, bread dough, things like that, and I will put them in my Ziploc bags, and that's how I freeze them. All of the okra that comes in from the garden, I will prepare those for the freezer, and things like that. And so I go through a lot of gallon-sized baggies, and I haven't loved that, but it's just I really didn't think about an alternative until several months ago, and I saw these, and I have been using them for several months now, and I'm just in the process of phasing out my Ziploc bags and switching over to these that come in snack size baggies, gallon size baggies, and I believe half gallon as well. So it's a good sandwich bag. Sandwich bag. Did I say that? Snack bag, sandwich bag. But this is another thing that I will no longer buy once I go through all of my baggies on hand. Okay, y'all, I hope that was helpful to you. Just some simple ways to save money here and there. It all adds up, and helps us to be wise stewards of our finances and save money in this economy. So I hope that was helpful to y'all, and we will see you next time. Bye.